spiritual warfare going on right now. Got the now white hat on, you know what I'm saying? I actually came up on this. It's kind of used this like as, you know, a visor when I'm in the gym. So I got to peek through the thing, you know what I mean? So anyways though, spiritual warfare is single retention. It's very important and sacred right now at this time because your Kundalini was under attack through this whole process of invasions. When they kind of revealed to you in the movie, you know, Wakanda, which we later revealed that is in Amaru or America. There's Wakanda, Illinois, there's Wakanda, everything. We already know that the panther is from Amaru or America. Also the lion too. That goes way, way back. You know what I'm saying? Nagas was living way back at that time. So, you know, I'm talking about thousands of years ago and shit, where there's big ass lions and shit. So, you know what I mean? Right now, it's very important, you know, for you to harness your sexual energy because this is where they're under attack. You'll see, when you get to a certain point, you can't be waiting on celebrities to kind of save you, man, because they in the contract where they ain't doing it. You see, they could have gentrified the whole neighborhood by now. They old neighborhood, they old block, you know what I'm saying? They could have did all of that. But see, this is high-end slavery, and they're not really slaves. We already know slaves are Slavs or Slavics. You know, that's dealing with the Caucasian. You know, that's documented. You look that up. And so this whole term slave just got rearranged, like everything else has been rearranged. The whole old world is really Amaru or America. You know what I'm saying? These mothers ain't come over to America and build all them dang on buildings. Like how they built Chicago, man, they destroyed 17,000 buildings in them fires. And I'm not talking about multiple fires. I'm talking about in the first one. Damn, you'd be like, damn, 17,000? How many buildings was in Chicago? Niggas been in Chicago. Detroit, you know, New York, Manhattan, or Manhattan. Maha, you got to break these words down. You know what I'm saying? The Most High has been on America the whole daggone time. He ain't have the saviors, the lords, or the gods, and none of that shit over America. He had the straight up an Ethereum walking with, you know, Iowata or Hiawatha. Everybody else had like the gods and shit, you know what I'm saying? Well, there's other Etherians also when they raise up great men like Abraham, you know, and Abraham had, you know, go through his little trials and tribulations. But Most High told him, according to the Awaspi, that, you know, he not to mix the seed, Joe. Inform his seed not to mix with nobody. Keep it pure. Because when I say mixing with nobody, I'm talking about the peoples of the world, the king's people. And everybody should know, if you're, you know, in tune, what the king's people is, you know what I mean? And so you can't just be just out here just doing any and everything expecting to live a regular life. You're like, if this was Star Trek, you're like the being on Earth that just forgot everything that you from way out of space type shit. You just forgotten. You trapped on Earth and going through some type of punishment and raising up to your ascension level so you can leave again. Because really, it's nothing to do after a while, you know? It's beings that's separate from the nigga on Earth. And this is why the Most High separated you and kept you in between the two largest oceans in the world until they found your ass at the right appointed time. But this is strengthening you. Now you know not to let certain motherfuckers up into your shit. When you're dealing with this type of way of life, you'll be able to accept your naturalness, which is, you're dealing with spiritual warfare, like in hip-hop or just in general, when niggas dealing with motherfuckers on the other side, like they done did dirt, and they talk about the motherfucker like they still there and shit. That's because they spirit know that they is. And it's like, nigga, you still be alive if you didn't do that dumbass shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Knocking on ether and all that, you know what I mean? But there's niggas that do that. They talk the spirit, and they do it within their own lyrics and their own new songs and whatever in the hell. And in their day of life, but they're also being tormented in spirit too if they're not if their spirit is not up. Now if they're a druid or a demon or just a one who has to match the energy of the low vibratory earth and demonic spirits that's on it, because you can be right and exact, but you have to match their energy, and no one can go lower than a nigga. If you really want to go low, you can go low as fuck. You know what I'm saying? When a white woman came on the nigga didn't succumb to her like that. You know what I'm saying? You was using her. And what her gift was that he saw, like her gift was to have sex at that time. There was nothing else that she could do. You know what I mean? Because her and her relationship, they didn't get along. They always fought and all of this shit, you know? And so, yeah, and that was at a time where the nigga was actually high up on the semen. He wasn't jacking off a lot. He wasn't going out to brothels, and he wasn't trying to get hoes and being in the strip clubs and shit like that. This is what it's going to take for you to raise back up to the level if you're dissatisfied. My dissatisfied ones, to raise up, you're going to have to honor the semen retention, man. Plain and simple. Oh, you're looking at my now white hat, man. That's where the birthplace of the gods came in, where, you know, we all migrated to New York, you know? When I say now why, that's New York, you know? Now is the time, and why is the question asked by those who are in seek of knowledge and understanding, you know? But we're in the time when we can use our wisdom. We have wisdom. We can use what we know to benefit self and others now, you know? And this is what the gods like myself, and we're not saying it in a way where it's like, you know, big I, little you, but this is where beings like myself is adding on to the cipher, and the cipher is the truth, the energy force and the magnetism. You know, the circle of men that got the actual true and living knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the Creator just flowing through them, dealing in equality in all aspects. That's how you show the Creator's wisdom. You only got one friend, you know. Semen retention or semen sacredness is very important, especially to my Israelite Nagas who want to be on the corners and shit. And I'm not, you know, bashing you, and it works to a degree, you know what I mean? But at the same time, when you want to, you know, perfect your temple, you're going to have to go ahead and start walking the walk. You're going to have to start doing the semen retention too, because if you haven't went 3 days, 4 days may be long as hell for you, you know? So you got to keep doing that. That's your light. This is why you raise up to the crown chakra with the 33 vertebrae, B. You do it on small clocks and on big clocks. I'm talking about the small count, you know what I'm saying, and on the yearly count. That's your inner clock. So yeah, it's very important, P. Right now, this was the born again version as a nigga. That's what you're gonna have to do, G. That's it, because you won't be able to harness the energy of comprehension at a level of where you're at if you low and still drinking, you know, dealing with the spirits. When you drink, you're dealing with the spirits. You don't have control over them spirits as much. Some spirits allowing you, now you're allowing yourself to get loose. There's some brothers that can drink and they can't even get drunk because they're so strong. But then there's some brothers that get drunk just so they can get loose. And then there's some brothers that just started to allow themselves to get loose, you know, or loosen up a little bit, you know. So right now, to get your shit back on point, discipline is what separated us from everybody. So I'm not saying that you be straight and narrow, it's fun and shit, you know what I'm saying? You have your herb, most I gave you your herb, you know, if you're an empath, you're dealing with this type of world, you know, you're dealing with a narcissistic entity that's running there, a psychopath type shit, you know what I mean? And you had to get into a psychopathic mode to be able to adapt to this type of psychopath, you know? And that's what's going on right now. And so basically healing yourself and getting to certain places or a destination to allow you to fully technical difficulty, you know what I'm saying? We got, you know, they do whatever they can on the level that they can do. Come to it, they'll do you know what I'm saying, on that level. This is how you, the father's like, yo, this is what you gotta do, keep your shit up, man. And you wanna elevate and get to a higher point in your ascension journey, you're gonna have to take over the actual temple, which is your body, man. Let me make sure to see behind. But I be having, you know, gang stalkers coming down there for no reason and shit. You know, they'll see me and they're like, oh look, honey, and then they'll point. Let's go over there. Where? Where that guy is that? Alright. But shit. Anyhow though. So yeah, the semen retention is very important, man, because you know they already sexually objectify your ass, especially if anyone's watching porn. You know, you'll get to a point where you'll be watching gay porn. Then you have to gay porn, you don't even think you're watching gay porn. It's like, next thing you know, like, you study. If you're a studier, then it's different. But if you was like about to just, yeah, we turned him. You get turned, nigga. Oh, man. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to use that on your own people, man. They're already molesting you anyways. There's spirits out here, the familiar spirits is molesting you right now any goddamn way. Especially, I'm talking about my old trainee, you know, gay ass, you know, flamboyant mugs, and they have a certain creativity, but they don't know how to harness the energy. You know, I'm talking to them. Them the ones I gotta say something to, man, because they might have been, you know, they may have been innocent at first. Now, if you was the predator, it's something else. You gonna have to deal with it yourself and talk to the Most High. But if you was innocent, you know what I'm saying, and you was the one that was like, oh, if you didn't have nothing to really do with so and so, you just need to better yourself, then you're gonna start using that energy to, you know what I'm saying, for your creative aspect. You might be cold at whatever. It can be anything. It can be weaving or whatever. I don't care what it is. But with those type of sexual energies, because everybody is everything. Most High includes everything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna deal with the Kundalini because that's a high sexual energy. And that's, you know, you've been molested, period. It's in the gene. The gene carries the memory of the spirit all the way down. So it's very important to get this shit under wraps and acknowledge who you is, you know what I mean? And acknowledge the physical aspect of lust. Because these are the things that you're tempted by in the flesh. And so some people have other weaknesses too. Some other people got a short fuse from knocking motherfuckers out. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers don't even can't let a motherfucker slide, not even a little bit. Then there's some niggas that just gotta rob a nigga and shit too. You know what I'm saying? Or just like, okay, just don't use that against your own brother. You know what I'm saying? You may, because you really ain't robbing nobody else. Technically, you're taking something back from another motherfucker and shit. You know what I'm saying? You take it, hey, that was mine. When my great granddaddy patented and he created the idea, now you got the motherfucker. Okay. Anyways, but so it's like not to direct the energy out like that towards a mug. You know what I'm saying? So learning how to harness these energies, and I'm not saying you won't get tested. You know what I'm saying? Not tempted. I'm not saying it's a temptation. You know, but it just depends on what they know what to put in your face to tempt you, you know, and that's where your weakness will lie at. But to gain strength and endurance in all these aspects, you're gonna have to deal with your semen sacredness. Yeah, get back online, because yeah, you was online before. I know you're like, now how can we do it? You know, you lost hope kind of in a way, because we was faithists or Israelites, you know, naturally, and so. You know, yeah, we lost, you know, you lost faith because they burnt down your cities and shit, burnt down 30 grocery stores. I mean, must have more than one grocery store and shit. We're just trying to get one grocery store right now. And must got more than one grocery store. And back then, I'm saying, you know, when I'm talking about that, they call it the Black Wall Street in the Indian Territory. But now you got Muslims like quadrillionaires and shit. They put their money together. They ain't got one grocery store in the hood. They got something like a little vegan restaurant and shit, you know what I mean, somewhere in a place where they call, you know, Atlanta, you know, but not nowhere else too tough, you know. And the thing is, when you're dealing with business, you're gonna have I got a gang stalker right now that want to be seen by me so bad. The spirit be seen, got this camera up. What's up, Thuggy Dub? What's happening? Come on, baby, how you doing? Say hey to everybody. You saying hey to everybody? I see the ones over there, man. I know. Hey. We out here chilling, man. We know we're gonna have company in a second. Anyways, because the vibe is so goddamn hot. We ain't playing around. I'm gonna grab more people. You see, I'm tucked under a wall, man. And so, yeah. So if you're dealing with the whole semen retention, man, or the semen sacredness, you won't even be giving up. You won't even look at your brother in the way that you would think you would. You'll be healing, because you'll be setting it in mode for the rest of the generations, you know, to come. They'll realize they won't want to be having sex. Or they want to play sport, food, and all this stuff. Your light, that has to go into all your body. That's all your spirit. You know, you got to think back. And when they got you wasting it, you know what I'm saying? Just looking at certain porn and just like, you know, you're just letting it go. You know what I mean? That's like that being is getting the energy sent to them. And if you're a divine one, you're probably making that motherfucker rich. Like, now that motherfucker come up that fast because your ass watching you and you busting nuts. Ain't that something? When you playing with your pussy watching that motherfucker, girl, that's why. Oh man, that's my thuggy dubs again, and then they flapping in the way. So yeah, man, not to hold it too much longer, but this is where it's at. And then we have to do all with the Sabbath, man. We're lining everything up with the Sabbath. You know, the Sabbath, when we start doing that too, we're in alignment then. We don't have to be next to each other because we're already scattered. Most I already said that we're all scattered. This is for the glory of the Creator, G. Look at that water. This is for the glory. And when they say glory, we ain't seen the glory yet. The way we've seen it through little acts and things of that nature, and be grateful for all these acts. But at the same time, the whole world will witness. So when you get online like this, oh man, ain't got no choice. Nature's gonna roll with you. You know what I'm saying? The higher realm's gonna roll with you. You know what I'm saying? To show that you really wanted to get up out of the muck and the mire type shit. You know, and you wanted to get to moving. And that's for anybody in the world. You can be black, white, Asian persuasion. There's some people who can't even see the higher realms and shit. You know, and like I say, or can't even fathom the possibility thereof. But when you look at a nigga, you be like, God damn, that motherfucker is mysterious, man. There's something about these motherfuckers, man. I don't know. Every time I look at these niggas, it's something new. There's something I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And so that's underdeveloped, you know, unripened spirit, you know. And so a lot of things that went down to allow things to happen. These entities were favored on Earth for a time being. You know, the archons they all that happened. It was favored. We created, allowed that shit to happen. It's like, yeah, but I'm gonna show you that you're not gonna have it up all on my baby for forever. You ain't forever, ever, shit. You gonna, yeah. So this is why, you know, just be humble you know, and get ready to rejoice. You start doing that, you see that's the way. Start eating right and exact, you gotta learn all that again. You don't know how to eat. Why does it feel this way? Because you haven't ate, motherfucker. That's like Morpheus telling you. Because you haven't ate real food, motherfucker. Why I don't have to eat that much? Because, nigga, you was taught to eat the wrong way at first. You know what I'm saying? Especially by up northern motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They was definitely taught to eat the wrong way. My southern niggas, though, oh, yeah. You came up with some things, you know, you had to eat smart all the time. I know you had some beans and rice and everything nice, and the plums all out in the trees and shit outside, you know what I'm saying? And you went out there and experienced the 4 elements. You know me, the 4 seasons. So, you know, yeah, our northern individuals and our western, really our northern, you know, is a little bit more active. Like Chicago and shit like that, the northern cities, Milwaukee and, you know, Minneapolis, St. Paul, man, this shit is moving, B. It's like motherfucking it's trains and shit moving around. To grow through that, man, you know, you got a function of going to work and watch your back and watch out for spirits and so I'm on